be firing any kind of potential friendship, any kind of relationship we could've, would've had. I don't try to be things that I'm not, and if that's my lack, so be it. But it don't make much sense to obsess about things that probably won't change one bit. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, I guess we have to wait. There's a stop sign. It's like 1:30 in the morning. It's like crazy that there are other people on the road. Okay. We can do it, y'all. We can do fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Should I slow down even more? I hate it when people are behind me. It drives me nuts. Okay, they're turning left. Never mind. Never mind. I'm sorry I was hostile. I didn't mean to be. Shit. Holy shit. We missed it. We missed hitting the possum. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You better watch out. There's a car coming, buddy. That possum's lucky I gave a fuck. A lot of people just hit that motherfucker. Oh, but it was like spinning around and everything. It was drunk. You never know, man. I used to get so defensive about my lifestyle. Then I realized that I was right. So why, oh why, oh why? Would I be so defensive about something that I don't even have to defend? 'Cause I was smoking a plant. Grows in the ground. I know it's so profound to realize that God invented that. And even though I don't smoke no more, I still understand that's a huge part of my rapport, and I don't regret it one bit. 'Cause what I have to say about it is pretty legit. And not just because I'm schizophrenic, but I know a lot about the plants. Cannabis. What the fuck was that? I don't know what I'm doing. I was just playing different keys and see what happened, but rustling sound is. I have like 2 giant bags of clothes in the back that belong to Ronnit that she wants me to save for her while she's in Israel. So, because that's what friends do for friends, okay? We keep each other's stuff. Control freaks, I just can't. Passing my friend's house right now. This guy that I used to be friends with, and he has issues with me because I don't want to spend time with him. Yeah, I don't want to spend time with him because I get a bad vibe from him. And I was right to get that vibe from him. He's proven it by the way that he thinks he can talk to me. And like that, like I don't care what you think I've done, like you shouldn't belittle somebody and say things that you know are really fucking hurtful all because you can, all because that person didn't do what you wanted. And you also shouldn't hold things over their head they did like years and years and years and years and years ago, and you've just been waiting for the right moment to bring it up. You shouldn't do that. Also, if you get offended by things, you probably should let that person know when the fuck it happens rather than waiting. Just saying. I'm just not a passive aggressive person. I'm either passive or I'm aggressive, okay? And I'm really not aggressive, like unless people bring that out of me. Because I'm just not that way. I'm not a confrontational person. I really don't enjoy that. But if a confrontation needs to happen, it will happen. But I've already tried confronting this person about different things that he's done that are, you know, crossing boundaries. And there's no point in doing that. Because, you know, with a person that crosses boundaries, like, they don't understand that there are just certain things that, like, you don't say to people. I mean, he can get on to me because, oh, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. But it's like, why would I want to do that for you, considering the fact that you don't have, like, any iota of emotional reasoning, you know? And, like, it's really obvious who's been in therapy and benefited from that. I mean, a lot of people go to therapy. I don't think it benefits them at all. My brother went to therapy, and he said that he just stopped going because of something that was brought up that he just didn't understand. And I'm like, that's a huge part of it. We're like, and you see this a lot with, like, the 12-step program, and you see this a lot with religion, where when it starts getting too close to home and people are easily offended by things that they think like, oh, I don't need to do that, or I don't need to work on that part of myself. You know, this person I'm talking about, he probably thinks that I'm doing the same exact thing. And I understand why he thinks that, because I refuse to conform to societal standards. I don't like fucking holidays, or I don't want to celebrate my damn birthday.
I don't want to celebrate birthdays at all. I hate birthdays. I don't understand why people celebrate birthdays. It's fucking retarded. Everybody was born. So why are we celebrating? That's like celebrating taking a dump. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. It's just stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's like yet another stupid thing that stupid people get excited about. And I'm not going to pretend that... So once again, offense. I don't need to defend why I hate birthdays. Because he could easily make the assessment that it's because I'm adopted, and I haven't dealt with that. I've dealt with that way more than most people will ever deal with anything, just because I don't know who my birth mother is. I don't want to know who the fuck she is. She didn't want me to know who the fuck she was. That's why she didn't want me to be open to that information. Like, that's what's crazy about it, is that people that aren't adopted, they think that they can ask people that are adopted about their birth parents. Like, as if that's any of their fucking business. You know, that is so crazy to me. I was talking to Judson about that. Judson's also adopted. He was saying, like, yeah, I've always been bothered by that, but I didn't ever know how to say anything about it until you mentioned it. It was like, yeah, it's weird. And he found his birth mother happenstance. Like, she came into his life. He didn't seek her out, you know? And so it's like people that want to know everything, people that want all the fucking answers, they don't understand people that have faith, that don't care that much about it, because it's not like it's going to change things, you know? Like, maybe it would change a few things, like, oh, I would know why I have this weird thing that I do, you know, like a nervous tick or something. Like, I get that there are things that are passed down from your parents or your grandparents or whatever the fuck, the family line, but I don't know. Maybe it's just part of, like, my whole character is like mystery, you know? Like, I've never fit in with anybody or anything, and so it kind of makes sense that I don't really care that much about knowing who she is, because it's like, well, is that going to make sense out of, like, why I'm schizo? Is that going to make sense out of why I, like, can't stop biting my nails? Is that going to make sense out of why I became an alcoholic before I was legally allowed to drink? You know, but it doesn't matter. Like, even if that's true, like, even if, like, there are certain things about her that I could relate to, I'd be like, oh yeah, I guess that was passed down through me, like, through our genes or whatever. Like, so fucking what? Like, what kind of difference would that really make? Me knowing her. I mean, I guess it would be kind of cool, because then I could be like, oh, you're the one that gave me life. Cool, thanks. But, like, I don't know her. And I have wondered about it, but it's not something that, like, keeps me up at night. It's not something that I get upset about. Like, the mystery of it doesn't make me upset. Maybe the initial abandonment of it was, like, something that bothered me, and maybe that is, like, the direct source of my abandonment issues, but it doesn't upset me or piss me off or whatever that, you know, she chose to give me up for adoption and everything. But yeah, I think that for a lot of people, like, they want to know. They want to know, like, the circumstances. They want to know who their birth parents are, because they think it'll change something. And I guess with me, like, I guess maybe it's just the way that I look at things in general, the way that I live my life. It's like, I don't really think that anything changes anything. You know? Like, even though, like, I've discovered certain aspects of my personality, like, oh, that makes sense why I do this. Oh, I guess I could call it this thing. But it really doesn't. It's like, I still experience the same shit that I experienced before I realized, oh, I have schizotypal personality disorder, you know? I'm still emotional. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's just semantics. You know, but I kind of look at everything like that. So, anyway. I don't think if I ever met my birth mother, like, I would cry. I just, like, I've cried so much about so many things, but her making the decision to give me life instead of rip me out with a clamp, you know? I used to have completely different beliefs on that for a long, long time. And then I realized that I was wrong. And that I was in the victim mentality, and I was looking at everything from a really, really dark perspective. And I mean, I still look at the world from a really dark perspective, but I don't look at my being born from that, like, woe is me, you know? But I also hate how people, they just automatically assume that everybody's supposed to look at things the same way. You know, like, oh, life is a gift, and if you don't appreciate it, you're a piece of shit. It's like, well, you don't really know what I'm experiencing right now, or you don't know, like, what my life has been like. You know, so that really bothers me. Like, I hate when people are, like, presumptuous. That just pisses me off. And I know that I can do that, but the thing is, I am a comedian. And I never stay on the same track for very long, you know? Because, like, I have way too much empathy to do that. I can't just stay hooked on one thing unless it's, like, something that I'm obsessing about for the purpose of growing. Like, if I don't feel like I'm growing from it, then it's like, why am I harping on it? You know? But anyway. Part of town so much. Because it's like where I grew up, where I went to high school and everything, but it's changed so much, and it's been so, like, modernized, and it just looks like shit now. And so, yeah, like, I'm sure that everybody's experiencing that no matter where they live. That's just progress, right? That's what happens when people want to make money. They destroy your town, you know? They destroy your town, they destroy the mom and pop shops and replace them with fucking corporate shitholes that sell really crap products where you can't trace where the hell they came from, but you can guarantee that they're shit, okay? There's still a lot of really old homes around here, which is nice to see. Especially since they have all these, like, really shit establishments, like all these apartment complexes that look like total fucking shit. Like, everything about it. There's no personality to anything anymore. Sorry if I'm complaining too much, but yeah, everybody knows that this is happening. Everything's ugly now. They want people to know, yeah, this is what y'all chose because you're fine with technology destroying everything that's novel, everything that's actually interesting. Because, when the internet came out back in 91, it's like there was so much promise with it. Just like I'm sure with smartphones. I guess that's why I was always skeptical of smartphones from the jump, because like I saw how much the internet changed before smartphones. Like I noticed that shit. And so at first it was like so amazing to be able to get on the internet and look a bunch of shit up. And just to have a fucking email. It's like you were willing to wait 4 or 5 hours for AOL, And then there was AOL Instant Messenger, or IM for short, okay? And I just remember like talking to people like I didn't even know. And it was really weird, Like it was weird even then. But it was totally innocent. And then there were all these chat rooms and stupid little girls like me, we end up talking to some pederast for a few hours. And then they'd asked us to meet them in a mall somewhere and be like, let's not do that. But we like the attention for the time being, Just imagine how many stupid preteen girls just went along with that shit, I was approached by a pederast in a mall at the Discovery Channel store, and my mom saw him, and she walked up to me, and it was so funny. Like I was trying to introduce her to this guy too, and he fucking bounced. He dipped so fucking fast. But he followed me. This was the creepiest thing ever. This creepiest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life is that this pedophile followed me clear across the mall, all the way from the Discovery Channel store to JCPenney. And while my mom was looking at makeup, he was hiding in the shoe section. And he whispered, he went, psst. And I looked over, and he put his calling card on the shoe display and just tapped it. Yeah, he told me that he worked for like a record company or some shit. I think I was like 13 or 14, something like that. But yeah, if you don't have a very good relationship with your parents, and if you don't have self-confidence, which is most white women in America, especially now, yeah, you're probably like gonna like it when some older man pays attention to you, I'm just saying. I don't think that parents are watching these videos, probably because they'd be offended by all the other shit that I have to say, especially in regards to smartphones and social media. If I were a parent, I'd probably just leave America. I mean, that's really the one thing that would make me leave this country. But since I don't have kids, I feel like I have a higher chance of being able to fix this motherfucker than people that have children, because they got to worry about their children. And I thought about this last night, how so many people have to lie to themselves. And the reason why they do that is because they have kids. So they can't be honest with themselves about the world that they're forcing their kids to endure. And a lot of the problem is they're not conscious of how dangerous the world is. And so they're subjecting their children to that danger on a daily basis. And that's so crazy that the danger is like in their pocket all the time. Because I just think about, like chat rooms and pedophiles and shit like that. But it's like I had to wait till I got home. Or like if I was in a mall and I was approached by one of these motherfuckers. But now it's like they're everywhere all the time. And you don't just have to worry about like these sick fucks like wanting to rape your kids. Like, it's like there's so many ways that your preteen daughter could self-destruct through her like having a smartphone, you know? And the fact that like so many people don't think about that, especially fathers, like I would say that the mothers are a huge part of the problem because they're so worried about their kids fitting in. They don't think about all of the stuff that they're subjecting themselves to, because women are so image oriented anyway. And so it's just really sad. It's really, really fucking sad. I think about it and I just cry for these children that have to grow up in this fucking dump. And unfortunately, like, they don't have parents that are wise to this sort of thing. They just don't. And you know, the wiser parents are going to be ridiculed. Like, I stand by this theory of mine that the reason why they tried to ruin the career of Louis C.K. wasn't because he masturbated in front of those other female comics that said it was fine for him to do that. But, and I'm not saying that that was fine. I'm not saying that he wasn't wrong to do that. But he doesn't let his daughters watch television. And he's mentioned that in his bits. And I think that anytime that you have somebody that's not self-aware, but also aware of how dangerous the world they live in truly is, and they have a parenting style that most people ridicule because they just can't live up to those standards. Like, yeah, he's sick in other ways, obviously, but at least that's something that he's not sick about. What's sad is that his daughters are, you know, gonna have to deal with a lot of shit because of the actions of their dad, but at least they don't have brain rot.